I bring a little levity today because another mass shooting yesterday, and I was almost grateful to not be on the air because I'm really tired of having this conversation. But I feel like I'm not as tired as the people who are losing their lives and loved ones of people who are losing their lives. So I don't have the luxury to be tired when folk are not here because there's so much disease, mental disease that is untreated, and also this culture which gives people an entitlement to feel like life owes them something. And if they can't get what they want, then they're going to take everything and themselves out with it. I'm not an advocate for people taking their lives, but, you know, if you come to that conclusion, don't bring a bunch of people with you. Go seek help. If you're feeling froggy, seek help. Please seek help. But the notion that you can lose your job, this 25-year-old cretin who they're raising up. Oh, he's so intelligent. Oh, he was this. He was on the basketball team. He was so like all of the platitudes. George Floyd didn't even get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was murdered. But you putting a murderer with all of these platitudes. Media, do better, please. Wolf pack when they're black. Oh, he's a swimmer. He deserves oh, this kid has affluenza. You kill people with a car. You don't get a pat on the head. Media, do your job. You're so horrible right now. But this 25-year-old murderer was fired from his job at this bank in Louisville, Kentucky, Old National Bank downtown last year. It was on his LinkedIn page that he was working there. We don't know what brought him there at 8:30 in the morning. To Old National Bank, downtown Louisville, Kentucky, this 25-year-old cretin whose name I will not speak on these airwaves because, you don't get that oxygen. You don't get to be remembered. But he goes in and he kills people. 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is too much. This is too much. Rene Syler is too much. There was a woman named Rebecca Buckheit Sims. She was the manager at the bank. She said she was in a meeting virtually, and she witnessed her co-workers being slain on the damn Zoom. She said, I was shocked. I'm shocked to see this violence. Launched a massive police response, of course, into one of the most populated cities in America. But prior to this, this murderer indicated that he was struggling to fit in. Listen, none of us fit in.
Right.
None of us. And if you fit in, you're lying. We are not built to fit in. We're built to be ourselves. Right. I just told you I couldn't go to Freaknik because my body wasn't fit for Freaknik. Renee said she's built like a zipper. Nobody fits in. That's the secret that they don't tell you. You're not supposed to. It's okay to be an individual. He didn't fit in. So you go kill people? That's just I don't fit in, so I'm going to go and shoot. So I want to say the names of the people that are not here anymore because I will erect their names because they didn't deserve. Joshua Barrick was killed. He was a member of Holy Trinity Catholic Church. He was an active member. The church placed a photo of him on the web with a wide smile at the altar. He was second as well as his wife and 2 children who were left behind. He worked about 2 decades in banking. Worked at West Banco. Prior to this, Louisville Business First named him one of its 20 people to know in banking in 2020. That was Joshua Barrick. Deanna Eckert, 57. She was among those that was killed as well. She leaves behind family members. Thomas Elliott, 63. They called him Tommy. He was killed as well. He was a close friend of the governor of Kentucky, Andy Beshear, who talked about him at a press conference. He also knew Muhammad Ali's wife. He was beloved. He leaves behind a wife, 2 daughters, 2 stepdaughters. It's horrific. Juliana Farmer, Black woman. She was killed as well. She was a loan officer, a mother, a grandmother. She's not here now because somebody didn't fit in. And James Tutt, 64. James Tutt was among those as well. He was a graduate of University of Kentucky. He worked in banking for more than 38 years. 38 years, and that bank, bank robberies. This ain't, this was not that. This was a person that didn't fit in. Full of demons. Yeah. I don't know what to do with this, Renee. I mean, thoughts and prayers will not get it. And then they posted a list of all of the states with guns. The most gun violence. And of course, Chicago's not among the top 10, by the way.
Right. I think so. let's go back to just a second what you were saying about fitting in and how we're not meant to fit in. I feel like, and this is going to sound like something that our parents would have said to us when we were questioning why things are the way they are. And parents would say, oh, well, that's just life. This is, several years ago, that's life. And you got to they suck it up or toughen up or whatever. Not saying that that's the best approach, because if there's a mental illness issue that needs to be handled, but I am wondering, is there a lack of fortitude among younger people? I don't fit in. As you said, Karen, you didn't fit in either, but it is what it is. And you found a way around it. I didn't fit in. You know what I'm saying? So
yes. And I know you're treading lightly because you don't want to offend anyone. Okay. So I'm gonna offend y'all right now. I'm going to be offensive on purpose, because what Rene is actually saying is, at some point you had to suck it up. You didn't have the luxury to have counseling. And I'm not saying that counseling we need to have it. We need to go get ourselves mentally healthy, but we weren't shooting up schools.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Because you knew that somebody might whoop your ass if you come on talk about I'm not fitting in. Suck it up. We had to, right? And our parents had to, and their parents had to, and we go all the way back. Motherfuckers had to pick cotton. They didn't have the luxury to have a mental health day. Period. And we got through. Now, it doesn't make it perfect, doesn't make it right, doesn't mean that we're better or whatever. I'm glad that we're in this space of mental health and recognizing it, but this is untenable. And I think, Rene, we're also in a time everyone gets a trophy. No, we don't learn how to win and lose. I just had an interview before pre-tape, because I'm planning for my birthday. So I'm also making sure y'all have fresh content. So I just interviewed the star of Will Trent. He's also one of the creative minds behind it. And he was saying that, growing up in New York, you learned, and he played basketball. So he played at the Rucker, and he was out there in them streets, West 4th Street. And Ramon Rodriguez was saying that, you learn how to win, you learn how to lose. You learn all of it. He said, I love basketball for all of the things that it taught me about character, about wins and losses, about teamwork, about camaraderie, about, how to navigate difficult spaces. And today's sports is not that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, the very thing that you send your young people into sports to do, now the parents are on the sidelines acting a fool. If the kid doesn't win, they're cussing out the ref, getting in a fight with the coaches. Your children lose. Everybody gets a trophy because you can't. Oh, they're so fragile. Mm-hmm. They can't even learn history in this damn country because I don't want my child to feel bad about history. Like, are you kidding me? Is this
Listen, there are things that we should feel bad about history. People need to be taught the real thing, and we're not being taught because everything's being whitewashed, no pun intended, but it's literally, talk about treading lightly. This whole idea of, oh, well, we don't want to, we don't want our kids to be hurt or harmed or their growth to be stunted. It reminds me of that experiment in the biosphere where they had the perfect conditions and they couldn't figure out why the plants weren't actually doing great. It's because adversity was making the plants and the trees and all of that was making them stronger. Adversity is what this is what we get, how we get stronger. We learn when we don't win, we learn how to lose graciously, and we learn what to do differently the next time. My daughter, years ago, she didn't make the volleyball team. You know why? Because she didn't practice. And when she wasn't practicing, I said, hey, listen, do you think you might want to practice? Because, you have these volleyball tryouts. And she said, no, it'll be fine. Well, guess what? She didn't make the team. I said, I will not go down to the coach and beg for you to be on the team because you did not do the work. Now, what I will do is help you come up with a plan that maybe you can then approach the coach and say, I'd like to be an alternate or whatever, and then work hard to get. That's it. I'm so anti everybody gets a trophy. I can't stand it. It doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way.
Michael Jordan didn't make the damn varsity team. I mean, you know what he did? He went back and got better.
Yep.
And when he went to Chicago and they lost, he got Scottie Pippen, everybody in the weight room, cussed them out, punched people in the face, did all the things because he wanted to win. And he knew this was the way to win because that's the way to win. And at the end of the day, I was just saying to somebody, I said, there are two people with publishing imprints that I know for a fact they don't read very much. And I said, we live in a world where people can publish books, be publishers with no literary background, with questionable reading skills. I was like, this is the world that we're in right now, where you just handing stuff over because somebody has the audacity to say they want to do something. I said, this is the problem. And as a result, he could be president. Well, I guess I could be president. No, you really can't. And he shouldn't have been either. The fact that we had a president that was a Carnival Barker reality TV show speaks to the very thing that we're talking about right now.
Yep.
This is why this country and the world, because this is infectious, right? Because America is we export all kind of junk food, McDonald's and asinine behavior. Apparently, this is America's greatest export. But we live in a world where we're not requiring young people to be great. But greatness has, it's to your point, the adversity that both of us might have experienced in childhood that I don't even think about anymore. Nope. You asked me about being tired. I was like, what? Tired? No, I get up every day and do the things that I'm doing. It is an absolute blessing. I don't have the inkling of being tired because life is to be lived. And I'm glad that I got to this time in my life to recognize that. And I'm not bitching and complaining about it. Yes. Do I have adversity? Yes. Do I look around? I'm like, no. So I was just having this conversation before I got on the show. I was like, instead of being mad about people getting opportunities that they did not earn, I'm just going to keep pouring this clean glass of water and showing you what excellence looks like.